Hi guys, this is Tracey from Lavinia Stamps and welcome to another tutorial today. We're going to do a project with the wings. These are the large ones I'm going to be using today, along with some shrink plastic. So, I'm going to have a bit of fun, something a little bit different. So let's get started. I've got my multifarious card and I've got a number of different colours of our lovely elements range. We're also going to be using some of our VersaFine Claire, and I've got some stickles here as well. This is the lime green. I'm going to start with our mask. I'm going to pop that down around about there, and then taking a stencil brush, I'm going to start with the olive. So just keep that in place, and just with circular movements I'm going to just sweep that over the top like so. And now I'm going to bring in a little bit of depth. I'm going to use the twilight and then just on the very edge I'm going to bring that darker colour over the top. It's literally just touching the edges, so we don't want to cover that lovely green that we've just put down. And there we go. I'm going to go back to my green stencil brush, and this time I'm picking at the Lime Punch, which is a lovely light coloured green, and I'm going to sweep that over the top just to soften that harsh edge. A little bit more, and I'm going all the way around. And these inks are great for blending. Just take that little bit off first, because this is a very absorbent card. Keep it nice and light. Take that little bit off to start with, and then you'll get a nice even finish. Okay, I'm keeping that central bit nice and light. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow now. This is the Sahara. Again, I'm just going to take off. Just want it to be very light. In the centre, like so. So I'm going to just take a couple of our Chinese lanterns that we've got here, and I'm going to ink these up in the twilight. I take a piece of paper just to mask off where I'm stamping. So we can sit that quite high. Give that a good press. I'm going to ink up again. And I'm going to take off very lightly, and I'm going to pop this down over here, and I'm going to stamp that lower down the card like so. These come in a set of 2, so I'm just going to ink side to be the darker image. So good press down, and I'm inking up again, taking off very lightly, and then the lighter one on this side. There we go. And now we've got some of our smaller stamps, and we're going to start building up some foliage around this so it doesn't look quite as stark as it does. And I'm going to start with this one and the Golden Meadow. This is one of my favourite colours at the moment. It's not really that yellow. It's quite, let me just show you, there's quite a green tinge to it, which if you think of it as a yellow, it's not a great colour, but think of it as a green and I think it's fabulous. So you can see from the colour, it's a little bit tainted from other colours I've used, but it's a little bit misleading. So think of it more of a sort of yellow green than a bright yellow. But as I say, in saying that, I think it's a fabulous colour. So I've just masked off the bottom here. And then let's move over to this side. Okay. I've got another little stamp here. These come in a set. And I think these are great for, you know, building up pattern and colour and textures. I just think it's quite therapeutic actually, I think, building up. I've stamped that up in the Warm Breeze, and I'm going to take off first. I want this very much to be in the background, not too prominent colour. Whoops, I didn't take that one off, but hey ho, that's okay. And then we've got a lovely little flower stamp here as well. And we're going to, this time we're going to ink up in the Purple Delight. I think these colours go really nicely together. Quite spring colours, aren't they? So now I'm going to go to the Mulberry. This is in our Elements collection, and taking a stencil brush, I'm going to bring in some of that lovely colour. This just complements that pink that we've just stamped off with. And not forgetting our Chinese lanterns, I'm going to add a little bit of orange. So again, go back to our stencil brush and take off, we only want a very small amount over the top, very, very lightly, just to give these a hint of colour. Now if you wanted to paint them, that would be absolutely fine, because we have stamped in VersaFine, which is your oil-based ink, so it will repel the water. So if you wanted to just fill those in with, you know, water-based orange, that would be absolutely fine. We're going to put this to the side, and now we've got our shrink plastic here by Sizzix. And I'm just going to take a sheet of this. We do have this for sale now on the website. And it has a rough side and it has a very smooth side. So it's like a coated, which means that when you stamp onto it, it actually stays put. And I've got my wings here. We've got our archival. Now the reason I'm using the archival is simply because it dries very quickly. If you were to stamp up with the VersaFine, you'd be waiting a very long time for it to dry. So let's just ink up, and then we're going to pop that down, give that a good press, make sure it's on that rough side, not the smooth side. And we're going to ink up our other wing, same technique. Pop that down, give it a good press, make sure that you get all that lovely detail, and you can see it's picked out all that lovely detail. So what we're going to do now is cut these wings out, and then we're going to punch a hole in the top. And I have already cut these out, and I just started to punch a hole in the top, but I've left these two just to show you how I do it. So you've got the top bit of your wing, and I'm just going to line that up with this little gadget here, and then just simply puncture it, and then we're going to take the wing off, and I'll do that again. There we go. So that's a really good gadget for sort of just punching holes into any projects. So we've got all four wings here, and now I'm going to just heat them up and shrink them down. So I've got a pair of scissors here just to keep it in place. So it does go quite quickly, and sometimes you can blow it across the table, so the scissors are here in place just to catch it if that's what happens. And you can see how tiny these lovely little wings go. I'm just going to flip that over. It's very, very hot, so do be careful. I'm just flattening that out a little. Put that to the side, and we're going to do the next one. So you can see how quick it goes. As I say, the only thing you need to be really careful of is that heat, okay? So when you touch these after they're shrunk, they're going to be extremely hot. So just be very careful. They dry quite quick and they cool down quite quick. So I'm able to pick those up now. So we've got our little holes punched in the top there. And now, I wonder if you guessed what I'm going to do. I think first of all I'm going to stamp my little verse across the top. So I've got "Have a very happy birthday." I wonder if it's anybody's birthday today. Give us a shout if it is. Happy birthday. Okay. I'm going to ink up now in the twilight. And I'm going to stamp that just at the top here. And now I've got my needle and I'm just going to pop a hole through my card . I've tied a knot in the end so it won't come through, and all I'm going to do is thread our wings. There they are. And now I'm going to just pop that through on the other side. Let's just pull through that thread, make it a little bit tighter. And let's put a hole, a knot in the back here. And there we have our lovely little wings hanging out to dry. Okay, so I haven't quite finished yet. I'm going to just add a little bit of water down here. Just to break that colour up a little bit. We've got our stickles here. Let me pop some Posco on first. So I'm going to just put a few little random dots around. I think that's really giving us a pretty background here. Even if you don't use it with the wings, I think it's a really nice technique, isn't it? Building up that colour. I think we'll pop a few little stars. And we'll go with the Warm Breeze. But I want to take off first. I want it to be very much in the background. So maybe one more up there. Maybe one here. And there we go. Finishing off now with some stickles. I'm going to just pop some over the top of the wings. At this point, I do tend to use my finger just to glitter them up. And again, I'm going to pop some down here. And I'm just going to use my finger just to even that out. Spread it about a little bit. And there we have our card with our washing line with our lovely wings. So I have got another one here that I made earlier, and on this one I actually stuck the wings down with some glue, so they're not sort of, it depends what you prefer really. You know, for posting, certainly that probably would be a better result. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope it's inspired you to have a go yourselves at doing something a little bit different. You take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.